Brethren, I pray you sing a new song. Sing praise in the assembly of the righteous. Let the saints be joyful in glory. Let the high praise of God be on the mouths of the saints and a two-edged sword in their hands to execute vengeance on the demonic nations and punishments on those peoples, to bind their kings with chains. Dishonor have all his saints. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Sing to him a new song.
Created any great civilization. If it wasn't for the white man, right? If it wasn't for the white man civilizing us, we would be butt naked swinging from trees in Africa. Okay?
Very cool.
But yet, we have history we're reading about right now of a great civilization in antiquity, man.
That's right. Wow, you think we Hamite? Wow.
Right. Right. So we're reading, now you can see, okay, it's just important. They had a military, right? They have a governmental structure, right? They had discipline, they had order, right? They had knowledge, they had to make themselves familiar with these things. They had laws, right? These things are important, man. So you and I, in 2019, have to make ourselves familiar, so when someone like Pastor Manning rises up, you can say, no, I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but according to the research I've done of my people, they had much great civilization.
First question I'm going to ask you, what white civilization are you talking about?
Right.
That's the first question I need to know.
Right. All right.
Right.
Well, you know, I don't even, I still right now don't know what great white civilization he's talking about. Because all the civilizations that they supposedly created, they did it by the help of us.
Right.
So what are you talking about?
Including Rome.
Right.
Right. Including Rome.
Everything.
Right. Including Greece. That's all they can go back to.
Right.
Where else they gonna go back to? That's it. Before Greece, they was in the caves.
And they don't even want to bring that out.
Right? And remember, when the Moors got there, when the Moors got to Europe, which are Hebrew Israelites that was practicing Islam, for those who don't know, Moors, why they don't just call themselves Islamic? Or why they don't just call themselves Arabian?
Right.
Why they don't just call themselves, you understand, they call themselves Moors because they was Israelites practicing Islam.
Right.
So now the Moors, what the Moors did was they taught the white man how to wash himself. Okay, he brought soap.
Right.
All right, taught them how to clean up. Taught them how, because they were suffering during the Dark Ages, right? Because their hygiene was bad. They wasn't washing their hands before they ate, and these things are in the scripture. So we was doing that way before that.
Falling on all fours.
Right.
Right. And they said when so-called Christopher Colombo came over here, right? Because he was doing work for the Queen, right? And when he went down to the islands down there where the Taino Indians, the Israelites were, he said that he took some of the Israelites back, but he had realized that he had to bring somebody, some Hebrew that spoke Hebrew back over here. You see what I'm saying? So that's showing you that they used our own people so they can come back over here. You see what I'm saying? So they can interact with the Taino Indians.
Yeah,
so and we know by history they said that these were Moors though.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So the Moors were speaking Hebrew.
Right.
These had to have been Israelites.
Right.
Yeah, then too, like, if you look at it, like, the Islam, it wasn't really rampant. Like, it's crazy because, like, Islam was spread out throughout, like, Arabia. So then when you're talking about, like, in Western Europe, like, when did that come about? That didn't really come about till after the Moors was defeated.
Well, no, you had the Islamic Caliphate. They moved. They when they were empire. They empire when they reigned. They went all the way through Egypt, through Ethiopia, all the way to northern Africa into Morocco, and then that's when you can see that the Moors went to Italy, and then they start going up to Europe like that.
Yeah, and you have to understand, you're talking about 520 AD, 520 AD, the rise of Muhammad, right? And most I will, man, I'll be doing a lesson on this next week on the creation of Islam by the Roman Catholic Church.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So we're going to be going into that next week and bringing out some historical information concerning that connection. But the reason that Islam rose was so that Islam being the original Islamic people, were Ishmaelites. Right? And so the Ishmaelites were a people of color. Despite what you see today, they were a people of color. They had the ability to go into the inward parts of Africa, which the white man had no access to.
Real talk.
Right?
You look at some of the ancient Ishmael or Arab photos, man, they look like brothers, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They dark. You know, you can't deny this.
And then too, like, you know how like they was just talking about the Pope, he was dealing with Muslims to create a one world religion.
Of course.
And if you notice, like today, you got the caliphate, even like the Turkish, even the Turkey, a lot of them come from the same people. Like they're really the same people. This is like what Psalms 92 say, like all those.
I got you right quick. I'm gonna bring that out. Psalms 83. It says, "Lo," it says. So I'm gonna start at verse 1. It says, "Keep not thy silent, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head." So you're talking about the nations, right? It says, they have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and have consulted against thy enemies. They have said, "Come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee."
They are what?
They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites.
Right.
So that's talking about the two top ones right there, right? The Ishmaelites and the Edomites.
Right. Hey, for those brothers that today is their first time coming to this truth, can you raise your hand? It's your first time? You coming to the feast yet? It's your first time? First time Feast of Trumpets? First time? And then you two brothers y'all didn't know nothing about this truth? Okay. So in your history, right, we're gonna get back. In your history as far as your religious, what were you dealing with? Christianity? Your dad was a Muslim. I'm about to bring some hard-hitting information next week, boy. I'm telling you.
Wait for that one.
Man, it's going to be fire, man, because there was a narrative that was put out about Islam, right? That Muhammad went into a cave and the angel, was it Gabriel? Gabriel showed up to Muhammad. That is a damn lie. The Most High ain't dealing with nobody but the children of Israel and the children of Israel only. Even in the Quran. And I wish I had that. Even in the Quran, it tells you that they were questioning Allah, and I do that with quotation, Allah, why don't he deal with them in the way that he deal with the Israelites? They had those concerns. You understand? Islam does not teach you about why we are in the conditions that we are in and the rise of the so-called white man. They don't teach you about that. So that's why the Bible is a greater book, and it's from antiquity. Islam is not from antiquity. You understand what I'm saying? So you're in the right place, man. All praise be to the Most High. You was in Islam too? Christianity? You went to church? Christian church? Yeah, Christianity. How old are you, man? 15? Oh yeah, we got a lot of work for you, man. We got a lot of work for you, man. Hey man, give those brothers a round of applause for coming to the truth, man. All praise the Lord. Listen, these things are very important, and if you're interested, if you can remain interested, these brothers will work with you to build you up to what you need to be, because the Most High have work for you. How old are you? You 15? Okay, yeah, the Most High got work, because brothers your age, right? Once they see you all, your knowledge starts to increase, right? And your understanding starts to flow. You can make an impact on this nation and encourage other young men like yourself, right, to dive off into this Bible, man. So you're in the right place, man, right? So now we're just allowing you an opportunity to become familiar with the cultural expression of the children of Israel, all right? Let's pick back up where we left off.
What was that? Psalm? We read Psalm.
Psalm, yeah, we at the 3rd verse, 3 and 4 again.
God, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 81, verse 3. It says, blow up the trumpet in the new moon in the time appointed on the solemn feast days.
Come on.
For this was a statute for Israel and a law of the Elohim of Jacob.
Right. So now, let's go to, did you read Joel 2?
No, I read 3.
Yeah, let's go to Joel 2 and 15. Right, Joel 2 and 15.
We'll start at verse 1. Yeah. God, I'll just 15. This is the book of Joel, chapter 2, verse 1. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion.
Hold up now, do what?
Blow ye the trumpet in Zion.
Come on.
And sound an alarm in my holy mountain.
Sound of what?
Sound an alarm in my holy mountain.
So again, we have what? Now we have a spiritual, not only is, the trumpet prevalent on earth, it's also prevalent in the heavens. I don't know if you understand the importance and the significance of that, but the scripture tells us in the book of Matthew, on earth as it is in heaven. Right? So as we're seeing these things, now we're getting a greater importance of trumpets. Right? Come on.
Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble.
Let them what?
Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble.
But if you don't know why the trumpet is sounding, why would you tremble? Right? But let me make this clear. That sound, what they're referring to as the trumpet, ain't no regular trumpet. Okay? That sound will be tremendous and earth-shattering.
God.
Right? The whole earth will tremble at that sound.
God.
Right? Come on.
For the day of the Lord Yahweh cometh.
The what?
For the day of the Lord Yahweh cometh.
Come on.
For it is nigh at hand.
Come on.
God, I said on that.
Drop down to 15.
God. This is the book of Joel chapter 2 verse 15.
Come on.
Blow the trumpet in Zion.
Hold up now. Do what?
Blow the trumpet in Zion.
Come on.
Sanctify a fast. Call a solemn assembly.
Call a what?
Solemn assembly.
That's what we're doing today, a solemn assembly. Come on.
Gather the people, sanctify the congregation, assemble the elders, gather the children, and those that suck the breast.
Guess
the
what?
breast,
That means
the breast.
The breast, yeah. That means everyone.
God.
Okay? All right? Children, teenagers, adults, men, women, priests, teachers, the entire nation of Israel must be gathered, right? The entire nation must be gathered. And how are they gathered? Through the blowing of the trump. Read it again.
It says, gather the people, sanctify the congregation, assemble the elders, gather the children, and those that suck the breast.
Go on.
Let the bridegrooms go forth of his chamber, and the bride out of her closet.
Read.
Let the priest, the minister of the Lord, weep between the porches and the altar, and let them say, spare thy people.
Do what?
Spare thy people.
Do what, brothers?
Spare thy people.
Do what?
Spare thy people.
Spare thy people, man. How many want to be spared, man? Right? Because you was evil and wicked before you came into this truth, just like I was, right? And until we didn't know what being good was, we didn't know what being bad was. You know, we just thought, people would rob, people would steal, people would tell lies.
Way of life.
Somehow people still got problems with telling lies.
What were you saying? Hey, we say it is what it is, right?
Right.
Like nobody don't even worry about it. Hey man, it is what it is. And that brother got killed over there, right? It is what it is. Oh, that brother lied. Oh, it is what it is. Like people just wicked, man.
They have lost.
Right.
They have lost their sense of outrage.
Or actually compassion for their own people.
Right.
They don't even care.
They become desensitized.
That's the word I was looking for. They become this. And I was at one point I was like that too. Even when I was in the truth, man, I'm just like, man, seeing our brothers being shot dead in the street. Then you just see another video. I was just like, oh man, another brother just got killed. Wicked brother. You know what I'm saying? It's like you become desensitized. You see it all the time. You see what I'm saying? It says,
that's it, man. Let's get Jeremiah 4 and 5. Jeremiah 4 and 5. So again, we're learning the significance of the trumpet. Why is it important to have a memorial of it? If we didn't memorialize this thing, we would not sit down and take in the understanding of the importance of how much it worked hand in hand with our daily lives. Right? So it's a great and wonderful thing, man. All praises be to the Most High Yahweh, while Yahweh Shah.
God. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 4, verse 5. Declare ye in Judah.
Hold up now. Do what?
Declare ye in Judah.
Come on.
And publish in Jerusalem.
Right.
And say, blow ye the trumpet.
Blow what?
Blow ye the trumpet.
Blow what?
Blow ye the trumpet.
Blow what?
Blow ye the trumpet.
Blow ye the trumpet, man. Come on.
In the land. Cry, gather together, and say, assemble yourselves, and let us go into the defense cities.
So now check this out. So not only was it during the time of war, not only was it during the time of celebration and feast days, not only was it for the new moons and the celebrations, it was also for the time of mourning, right? It was also during the time of asking the Most High for forgiveness, getting on your knees and asking the Most High for his attention upon the nation of Israel, man. Right? For the defense of the nation of Israel. Because a lot of times, if we went out to war and we lost that war, our cities was defenseless. So even after we lost the war could be turned around based upon the women, children, and elderly praying to the Most High, right, at that time. But read it again.
God. It says, declare in Judah and publish in Jerusalem, and say, blow ye the trumpet in the land, cry, gather together, and say, assemble yourselves, and let us go into the defense cities.
Let us go into the defense cities. Come on.
Set up the standard toward Zion.
Set up the standard toward where?
Zion.
No, toward Africa.
Zion.
Toward South America.
Zion.
Toward Zion. Where's Zion at? Can anyone tell me?
Israel.
Where?
Israel.
Israel. That's right. That's right. All right. Also, you and I. Where's Zion?
God.
You understand? So when you read in the scriptures and you see it says something about Zion, could be referring to the land. It also could be referring to us. When you see in the scriptures and it speaks about Jerusalem, it could be referring to the land, or it could be referring to us.
God.
You understand? So that is how important it is. Because even though we're not in our land, guess what? We're still important. And so it says, no matter where you go on the earth, you are Zion. Hallelujah.
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 Read.
God, for I will bring evil to life. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 4, verse 6. Set up the standards toward Zion. Retire, stay not, for I will bring evil from the north and great destruction.
Right, so the Most High is proclaiming what he was going to do to the children of Israel for their wickedness. Right? So let's move on here. Ezekiel 33 and 1. And Ezekiel is very important. Very important. We're going to go into Ezekiel 33. So now what? We have time for the time of mourning, right? For the time of celebration, for the time of new moons, for the time of feast days. The trumpet was sounding, man. It was sounding. It was your responsibility to understand what that sound meant. What was it for? Right?
God, this is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 33, verse 1. Again the words of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, speak to the children of thy people.
Speak to everybody.
Speak to the children of thy people.
Speak to the heathens.
Speak to the children of thy people.
We're going to speak to the children of thy people. Come on.
And say unto them,
what are they going to say? Read.
When I bring the sword upon a land, if the people of the land take a man of their coast, and set him of their watchmen.
Set them of their what?
Watchmen.
Come on.
If, it's like verse 3. If when ye see the sword come upon the land, ye blow the trumpet.
You do what?
Ye blow the trumpet.
So now again, we know it's familiar with the war, but it's being connected to what? The watchmen. right? And we're going to go into that in Ezekiel 3 after we read this. So now the trumpet is also being connected to the work that you and I are supposed to be doing right now, which is what? Sounding the trumpet.
God.
Right? This all makes sense. It all come together. Look at the beauty and the mind of the Most High. When you read these scriptures, you become familiar with the personality of the Most High and his intellect and how he thinks. He has a brilliant mind. And it's our job to make ourselves familiar with that, man. Read.
God. It says, verse 3, and when he seeth the sword come upon the land, he blow the trumpet and warn the people. Verse 4, and warn the people.
And warn the people, come on.
Then whosoever heareth the sound of the trumpet and taketh not warning.
So now, as we've been making reference to, it will be some people who will hear the trumpet and not take warning. What is the trumpet? You and I telling people that they need to come back to these laws, statutes, and commandments. We have to take it on a spiritual sense as well. We understand that it's physical during the time of war, but it's also spiritual when you and I sound the trumpet and tell brothers and sisters they need to come back to these laws, statutes, and commandments. And brothers and sisters refuse to take heed.
God, a great point is us going out to the highways and the byways. And what it, like the brother, that was one of the first precepts that he brought out. It says, lift up thy voice like a trumpet. Like we watchmen for Israel. So what are we doing? We're warning our people before destruction comes.
Right.
Just like in the time of the antiquity. So we're using it on a spiritual form. You see what I'm saying? We are the trumpets being used right now.
Right.
But it's going to be an actual trumpet that we're going to hear when the delivery comes.
So we're making the connections. Now we're saying, okay, we're celebrating the Feast of Trumpet. It's about the warning of the people. But wait a minute, that's a spiritual meaning. My job, that's why we went to Isaiah 49:5 and said it's your job to be the servants of the Most High. So the trumpets actually is connected to the service that you're supposed to be providing for the Most High and the children of Israel.
God.
So it's not just about blowing a trumpet. It's not just about a sound. It's not just about an instrument.
Right.
It's also about you and I doing this work, man.
Now watch this though. It says, if the sword come and take him away, his blood shall be upon his own head.
Right.
Right. So if you don't take heed to the alarm that's been going off, it's your blood upon your own head. Right. It says, verse 5. He heard the trumpet, the sound of the trumpet, and took not warning. His blood shall be upon his blood shall be upon him. But he that taketh warning shall deliver his soul. Right. So, like the brother said, it's up to us to take the warning, because it's dealing with us being delivered. You see what I'm saying? And if we don't take, we can just like let me give an example. Like I was just talking about the streets. If y'all never took heed to the alarm that was being given to y'all, that's your blood upon your own head.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like you had the ability to listen to the brother or whoever was telling you, like, you're an Israelite. You know what I'm saying? You either refuse it or you don't. But at the end of the day, the Most High gonna be like, hey, that brother came to you. You know, I sent that brother through you through the Holy Spirit to tell you that you was an Israelite and you didn't even listen. And you out there doing drugs, or you get caught up in 20 years for a murder that you was, what they say, guilty by association.
Right.
You was just in the car. You know what I'm saying? You didn't even do nothing, but you wanted to be part of that crowd. Yeah, wrong place, wrong time. But guess what? You still got to do that time. You see what I'm saying? That's why the Bible tells us abstain from all manner of evil. Don't even be dealing with evil people, because they can get your life taken away in any type of way. It says, but if the watchmen see the sword come and blow not the trumpet, and the people be not warned, if the sword come and take any people from among them, he is taken away in his iniquity.
He's taken away in his iniquity. What does iniquity got to do with blowing a trumpet?
Right, because like they say, man, if we don't warn the people, but that's blood on our hand.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So we got to get the blood off our hand. We got to wake up the people, as many people as possible, because we're sounding the alarm as watchmen for Israel.
Yeah, man, so when you get in that position and you're actually out doing the work and street teaching, Brother Collier, man, we about to go out in a few hours, and you get tired, and you don't want to do it, and you don't feel up to it, the person that people that you could have brought in that day, those people's blood is on your hand.
God, it says, but if the watchmen see the sword come, and we all see it's coming, right?
Right.
It says, and blow not the trumpet. oh, I got something better to do.
Right.
Nah, man, I'm gonna just stay home today.
Damn excuse alike.
Right? It says, and the people be not warned if you don't go warn your people. Right? It says, if the sword cometh and take any people away from among them, he is taken away in his iniquity.
Right.
So that's upon you. That's why we got to go out there and wake up as many people as possible. You know what I'm saying? And we can't make it like, oh man, another day, we got to go. Nah, man, you should be. To me, I'm gonna tell you straight up, it's like therapy, man. I always tell them, brother, it's like therapy, man. You know what I'm saying? Like to tell these nations how wicked they is. Cause like I was saying, I can't be on my job and be like, hey, you damn devil that the Bible speak of. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? At camp, I can do that. You see what I'm saying? I can tell them straight up, and then my boss come before me at the camp, I'll be like, hey man, you the damn devil that the Bible speak of. You see what I'm saying? It was somebody. We was at camp one time and they boss showed up to camp. Was that was Yashar. Yashar boss showed up at camp one time. Right. Yeah, we was going in on Esau that day too. Yeah, you devil that the Bible speak of, all right?
Yeah, man. So these things are hand in hand, right? There's a spiritual meaning to the trumpet. Can everyone see now?
God.
We walk through this journey. Now it's starting to be revealed of how this has a physical implication on what we're supposed to be doing as a people, being that light, letting your light shine, right? A lot of people are damn crypto Jews nowadays.
God.
Anyone know what a crypto Jew is?
Thank you.
A crypto Jew is a person that practiced Judaism in secret.
Oh man.
So now you a closet Israelite, right? No one knows why, because you're not wearing your fringes, you're not embracing your culture, right? You're not. That's these people that run around talking about they're against camps. Oh, they got Power Ranger suits on. Oh, they're doing this, they're doing that. But yet we're outwardly professing our service to the Most High, and you are a damn crypto Jew, a damn secret Jew. You want to be able to fit in with the people when the Bible says we should be separate.
Hey, now think about this. We read the scripture where it talks about letting your body be a living sacrifice, right? How can they let their body be a sacrifice behind a keyboard?
Right.
What's going to happen?
See no parts of the street.
What's going to happen? They computer going to shut down? They going to get a damn virus on their computer?
Right.
Like, what are you doing? Like, we're not supposed to be doing that. We're supposed to be literally going out to the people. You see what I'm saying?
I'm going to make this clear too, man. It's not easy to operate with Israelites. This is factual. We are the stiff-necked, hardest, rebellious people on earth. I'm talking about those in the truth. I'm not talking about those out. The Israelites in the truth are hard to deal with. Moses said, Father, if you love me, kill me. Because this is too hard to deal with. These Israelites are too hard to deal with. You understand? But the thing is that once we get our heads screwed on straight, we become the greatest people on earth. That stubbornness is turned towards the Most High, and you can't and will not be turned from the Most High because of that stubbornness. You understand? So once it's aligned the way it needs to be aligned, that makes us the greatest people on planet Earth, man.
God.
You understand? So as we're trying to build ourselves up, we're working inwardly. Like I said before, learning how to forgive, learning how to be patient, learning how to love, right? These things are important. What's that?
Yeah, question.
Cool. Oh, my bad.
Now, is it true that Moses had made a mistake and killed one of the Israelites because he was mad that when he came back, they was ordering or something like that, and they wasn't really following the commandments, and it made him angry, and he threw a rock at one of the Israelites and killed him.
He broke the commandment.
Huh?
He broke the commandment when he started going off. Like he shattered it. Broke it.
Are you talking about the stones? Talking about the commandment? Are you saying when he broke the commandment that he killed somebody?
No, like the Most High told when the Most High told him to go talk to the children of Israel and give them the commandments, and when he went to go speak to them, he saw them doing stuff they didn't have no business doing.
Right.
And made him angry, and he threw one of the thrones at him, I think, and he killed one of them.
Well, off the top of my head, I don't know the exact scripture you're referring to, but I'll definitely look at that. You know what I mean? But if we go to Exodus 19, it deals with the Moses at Mount Sinai. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, but yes, Moses was extremely upset, man. The Most High just opened the Red Sea for these people. They're a pillar of fire by night, right? If this guiding these people, we get out of this trouble, and now all of a sudden y'all worshiping a damn golden calf, man. You Negroes are something else. Moses? Nah, man, but that would have upset any person who had a zeal and love for the Most High.
Yeah, but remember he made a mistake and killed an Egyptian too.
Yeah, because why? Right. And the Most High had not appeared unto him at that time. You understand? But the Most High seen something in Moses. He was what? The most humble, the most meekest man on earth. You understand? So even a humble man can get upset. The scripture says what? Surely oppression make a wise man mad. You understand? So
they wanted to be oppressed. They didn't want to listen. They just wanted to go hard-headed.
Right. Right. Again, that's why I was saying about that rebellious spirit, right?
Not your people.
Yeah, that's right, August, my people. But if that spirit of that hard-headed stubbornness can be turned toward the Most High, it'll be that much harder for you to be turned away from the Most High. So it's twofold, right?
Ain't that how we pick and choose, though? When they acting a fool, like, oh, that's your kid right there.
Go ahead, man. I hear you. Hey, you're mine. You come read for All right, so what verse you ended at? 5? Ezekiel 33. Let's pick up Ezekiel 33 and 5. We're in the same spot. All right. All right. Read.
Ezekiel 33 and 5. He heard the sound of the trumpet and took not warning. His blood shall be upon him, but he that taketh warning shall deliver his soul.
Right, but he that taketh warning. So each one of you and the multitude of brothers and sisters all across the world that is trying to embrace these laws, statutes, and commandments are those who are attempting to take warning, right? Because whether you understand it or not, man, we're getting ready to go through some of the worst things you could ever imagine is going to happen right here in America. You think it's tough in Libya. You think it's tough over there in them European countries or in them Islamic countries. It's going to be much worse here. So what we have to do is what? Prepare. And that's what the High Holy Days is all about, preparation. That's what the weekly Shabbat is about, preparation. You learning how to do that, right? Read.
6, verse 6. But if the watchman see the sword coming, see the sword come, and blow not the trumpet.
And blow what?
And blow not the trumpet.
Right, so now you're putting yourself in a position you're putting yourself in a position from being that man who blows the trumpet. It's you and I responsibility to sound the trumpet. That's why we hit these streets every week, man. Come on.
And blow not the trumpet, and the people be not warned. If the sword come and take any person from among them, he is taken away in his iniquity.
Come on.
But his blood will I require at the watchman's hand.
That's right, man. You're going to be in trouble for not doing this work, man. You don't got no options. You can't negotiate your way out of this way, you know. I had some stuff I had to do, you know, all of that bunch of excuses, man. Right? And you don't have nothing, there's no fire burning in you that will drive you to stand up for this truth, man. Right? Because someone labored for free to bring you into this truth, man. Right? Because they're working for that eternal life. And that reward is the greatest reward you can ever imagine. So any financial gain when it comes to this truth, you in the wrong business. All right? This is about love and sacrifice. And you putting yourself in that position as that watchman to do what? Sound the trumpet. Right? Come on.
Verse 7. So thou, O son of man, I have set thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore thou shalt hear the word at my mouth, and warn them from me. When I say unto the wicked, O wicked man, thou shalt surely die. I will, if thou doest not speak to warn the wicked from his way,
right,
that wicked man shall die in his iniquity.
So now, okay, so now you're taking a job. Any job you get, I don't care if you damn dipping fries at McDonald's, okay? Any job you get, you want to learn the job and do it to the best of your ability. So your job is to sound this trumpet. So it's your job to what? Learn these scriptures. Put yourself in a position to learn, right? And get involved in these classes, these weekly classes that are being offered to you for free. While they charge you $90,000 to go to college to learn something that's not going to get you a job at the end of the year. You understand? These things are important, so we have to do these things to the best of our ability. So it says, O wicked man, thou surely die if thou did not speak to warn the wicked from his way. Notice it says, O wicked man. So he called the watchman, O wicked. You see that?
Right.
He's called the watchman a wicked man. So that means if you know this truth, if you have this understanding, and you're not sounding the trumpet, the Lord said you're a wicked nigga, man. Right? So this is your responsibility. You have been granted something. The greatest information on planet Earth, and it's your responsibility to what? Blow the trumpet. Right? Come on.
That wicked man shall,
Verse 8 again.
verse 8, when I say unto the wicked, O wicked man,
Right.
thou shalt surely die, if thou doest not speak to warn the wicked from his way, that wicked man shall die in his iniquity.
Right.
But his blood will I require at thy hand.
Let's go to Ezekiel chapter 3. Ezekiel chapter 3. Now we're going to, it spoke of the actual trumpets. Now we're going to get a breakdown of that in Ezekiel chapter 3. 17, 3 and 17.
Book of Ezekiel chapter 3. Book of Ezekiel chapter 3 and verse 17. Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel.
Right.
Therefore hear the word at my mouth.
Come on.
And give them warning from me.
Right.
When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die.
Right.
And thou goest him not warning, givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn.
Again, verse 18.
Verse 18. When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die.
Right.
And thou givest him not warning,
right,
nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way,
right,
to save his life.
To do what?
To save his life.
To do what?
To save his life.
To save his life. Come on.
The same wicked man shall die in his iniquity.
Right.
But his blood will I require at thine hand.
So now you have brothers all over social media who don't do the work. They actually think that because they put out videos and they read some scriptures, they think that's doing the work. The work, we are commanded to go to the highways and byways. This ain't no suggestion, all right? We're commanded to go out here into these streets. And if you don't do the work, the Bible calls you a wicked man, right? So let's move on here. Hosea chapter 8, verse 1. Hosea 8 and 1. Got a few more scriptures here.
Book of Hosea. Chapter 8 and verse 1. The book of Hosea, chapter 8 and verse 1. Set the trumpet to thy mouth. He shall come.
Hold up now. Do what?
Set the trumpet to thy mouth.
Set the trumpet to thy mouth. Come on.
He shall come as an eagle.
Come on.
Against the house of the Lord.
Against who?
The house of the Lord.
Come on.
Because they have transgressed my covenant and trespassed against my law. Verse 2, Israel shall cry unto me, my God, my God, we know thee. Verse 3, Israel hath cast off the thing that is good.
Right.
The enemy shall pursue him.
Yeah, so Israel has cast off the thing that is good, right? Which is what? These laws, statutes, and commandments, right? And this cultural expression. You've cast it off. You don't know a damn thing about trumpets. What is that? Right? So now once you become, re-ingratiate yourself with these things, then now you're coming to the fullness of your conversion, of your transformation back into this truth, right? So let's go to 1 Chronicles, Sakir. First Corinthians 14 and 8. 1 Corinthians 14 and 8.
First Corinthians, book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 14 and verse 8. 1 Corinthians chapter 14 and verse 8. For if the trumpet give an uncertain sound, who shall prepare him? Verse 8. For if the trumpet give an uncertain sound, who shall prepare himself to the battle?
Right. How will you prepare yourself to the battle if you're in a trumpet and it sounds weird to you, or foreign? Right? Come on.
So likewise, ye utter by the tongue words easy to be understood.
Right.
How shall it be known what is spoken?
How shall it be known what is spoken? You're speaking about speaking in tongues. People, with their gibberish, I shit about 100 and all of that. You understand? And so, but it's using the trumpet as an instrument of making a distinct sound, right? Let me get 2 Chronicles chapter 13, verse 14. 2 Chronicles chapter 13, verse 14. We got one more scripture after that, then we'll close. First, 2 Chronicles 13 and verse 14. 2 Chronicles chapter 13 verse 14.
2 Chronicles chapter 13 and verse 14. 2 Chronicles chapter 13 and verse 14. And when Judah looked back, behold, the battle was before and behind. And they cried unto the Lord.
They did what?
And they cried unto the Lord.
Come on.
And the priest sounded with the trumpets.
And he sounded with what?
With the trumpets.
And he sounded with the trumpets. Are we seeing a familiar pattern here?
Yeah.
Right?
That's right.
All right. Final script. Let's go to Jeremiah 42 and 14. Jeremiah 42 and 14. We're going to end it with Jeremiah world. Huh? Jeremiah 42 and 14.
Jeremiah.
All right.
14.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 42 and verse 14. Jeremiah 42 and 14.
All right, repeat after him.
Saying no.
Saying no.
But we will go into the land
We'll go into the land
of Egypt.
of Egypt.
where we shall see
where we shall see
no war,
no war,
nor hear the sound
nor hear the sound
of the trumpet,
of the trumpet,
nor have hunger
nor have hunger
of bread.
of bread.
And there will be, Slaki, and there will we deliver.
And there will we dwell.
Dwell, Slaki. There will we dwell. I'm the camera guy. Keep on. And now, therefore, hear the word of the Lord.
Hear the word of the Lord.
Ye remnant of Judah.
Ye remnant of Judah.
Thus saith the Lord of hosts,
Thus saith the Lord of hosts,
the God of Israel.
the God of Israel.
If ye holy,
If ye holy,
set your faces
set your faces
to return to Egypt,
to return to Egypt.
and go to sojourn there.
Go to sojourn there.
Then it shall come to pass
Then it shall come to pass
that the sword
that the sword
which ye feared
which ye feared
shall overtake you
shall overtake you
there in the land of Egypt,
there in the land of Egypt,
and the famine thereof ye were afraid shall follow close after you
close after you,
there in Egypt,
there in Egypt,
and there ye shall die.
and there ye shall die. So we have a multitude of our people, right, that following this Egyptian custom, this African black-centric, Afrocentric madness, right? The Lord said if you keep on with that, you're going to die.
Egyptology.
Right? So, man, with that, man, are there any questions, comments? Any brothers want to add anything to the lesson? Any sisters? Anybody got any comments? Anything? Come on out.
When you talk about Islam, what I noticed too about Islam, a lot of times people will ask Israelites, like, they'll be like, how is this real? Y'all was plagiarized from Kemet, from Egypt, you know what I'm saying? We got tombs and stuff from Egypt and this and that we go to, and you know what I'm saying? Y'all don't have nothing. I'm like, well, ask the Muslims. Because every mosque that they have is on top of the prophet of the Bible's grave.
Right.
Every last one of them.
That's right, Doc.
On top of one of the prophets of the Bible's grave. One of the grave sites that our people held because they sent our people to captivity. And then that's when they took over those lands. And a lot of those mosques are on top of, like, Joseph, Solomon, a lot of them, bro. Like, if you look it up, like, the Muslims will build on top of it. Like, you can't even go through, you just look through, like, cages in between another gate, and then there's the tomb inside it. They built the mosque
Like
on
the
top of
mosque
those
where they worship
graves.
now.
On top of those graves.
You got your Babylon, don't you?
What?
The part where it's talking about where Muhammad took like pieces of the Jewish
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I need to go buy that.
You know what, though, man? That was a lie, too. I'm about to bring it out, bro. That was a narrative that was released to justify. That was an argument. One, he learned the information in the cave from Gabriel. And then the brother brought that out in Babylon 2, but really he learned from Israelites just on the trade ports. But that's
right.
not.
Right. When you go to, remember, that's the point I was bringing out. When we was at camp, when we did bring it out. When you go to Judah and his brother selling Joseph. What it tell you that they were doing trade with the Israelites. And they sold it to the Israelites on camels, and then they took them to Egypt.
Right.
So it show you that they were doing dealings with the
Yes.
Israelites.
Yeah, no, there's no denying that. But there was an orchestrated plot by the Roman Catholic Church to develop Islam as a way to get into Africa, because the children of Israel fled where? In Africa. Right? And they was trying to pump up a false religion. You understand? So I'm going to bring it out, man. I pray you all get opportunity to take a look at it, man. And we're excited about that.
What, how you go, you gonna do the video?
Yeah.
Video? YouTube or what?
Yeah, YouTube. Y'all World 777. right? YAHWORLD 777, all one word.
Subscribe, like,
That's right.
Every time we get that camp, we say that.
YAHWORLD.
Ask them brothers how we only had like bro, just like 400 subscribers for like a year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden I kept getting them. I'm telling these brothers that when I be at camp and I talk to the people, hey, you got a phone, don't you? That was my little hit. You got a phone, don't you? Hey, go to YouTube right now, go to Son of Jacob Tulsa. I get them right there to pull out
They
subscribe.
yeah.
Cause you ask somebody, hey, will you subscribe, will you give them a flyer or something? They're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do it. You goddamn liars, man. You know you're dealing with some damn liars, so you gotta kind of make the initiative to push them out, you know what I'm saying?
Pull it out.
Hey, you got 2,000 subscribers right now.
No, I'm talking about something big.
This is right there.
I want to get subscribed.
So good. I wasn't subscribed to the Yahweh.
All praise, I appreciate it, man.
That's right.
Yeah, man. So we definitely, I'm gonna call you, man. You know what I'm saying? Because the information is it's powerful, man. You gonna crack up when I show you the source it's coming from. Yeah, I got a source. You're like, is that the source, Art? This is the source, Art. And I can legitimize the source because the man who wrote it, I'm gonna just tell you, it's coming out of comic books.
What?
And the man, listen, check this out. What? Check this out. It's coming out of comic book, bro. And in the video, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna short the sites. I'm gonna sort the sites, the source. Y'all know what the hell I'm trying to say, right? So, and I'm gonna play the video of the actual priest. He was a Roman Catholic priest that wrote the book. And he wrote it that way for a reason. But this information is coming out of comic book. Watch.
Hey,
It's about to be fire, boy.
Hey, you know them, they about to come for your
Oh
head.
yeah. Oh yeah, it's all good. It's all
A
good.
lot of the truth in like movies. And
Yeah, man.
You just gotta know how to decipher it.
Right.
They put a little bit of it in there.
TV show.
All y'all believe in the Simpsons, so what?
I know, right?
Hey, that's crazy. Trump in there.
Yo, man. Hey, man. Simpsons had the 9/11 bombing and all that.
That's what I'm saying. It's a lot of
It's really scary.
No, you just
But even like the old TV shows,
Hey, how people are supposed to know that?
like I be seeing,
Trump's supposed to die.
Well, we're not saying that everything they put in there is true, but they definitely giving y'all clues.
They
You
do.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, like I said, I'm be giving the brothers information. Who wrote the book? You can look him up. He has videos talking about.